Hello to those who chose pile 4. Honestly, I think I accidentally called pile 3 people pile 4. Man, I'm so forgetful. I think I did. I don't know. It's got me thinking. Anyways, so okay, it's gonna be you versus them, right? And this includes 4 sections, and this is gonna be the first section of it. So you guys got a lot of cards, like my god. So over here, I moved my candle. Over here, you got person 1, and over here you got person 2. So I don't know who you are, I don't know who the other person is, but I'll be referring to this person as Yamaya and this person as Athena. And this is going to be on how spirit objectively views your part in this connection. If you're toxic, if you're healthy, how you're feeling a little bit, and what's going on. Okay, honestly, I feel like I'm reading for people who are already in a connection with the Amaya and with the Two of Cups. I just get the sense of like establishment. Okay, I would just like to apologize if my energy starts becoming low after this because you know how whenever they talk about like an overactive like third eye, I think I'm experiencing that because I'm doing too many readings. All I know is that spirit's telling me to get into Yamaya's energy, like as in like this person in this connection. So I don't know who this is because yeah, apparently, this person's energy is very calming, it's very stable, it's put together. If bad things happen to them, they end up having a solution for it at the end of the day. It's like a very good problem solver, overall balanced life. Okay, and for all I know, I'm about to read for someone who is in a connection and they're cheating on someone. So I don't know, but let's get into. I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I dropped that down in your head. I'm sorry. But yeah, for sure, 100%, this person is in a committed relationship. At least in their head, they're in a committed relationship. Okay, I'm really getting like a very mature older woman. I feel like this person could be into younger people. I'm not saying like pedo young. I'm saying like they're 30 and they like to talk to 23-year-olds, 25-year-olds. I think that Yamai also has a child. So if that resonates, or they definitely have a responsibility of taking care of either children or people they perceive as children or animals, and they're very maternal, very loving to these people that they're taking care of. These little kids they take care of are animals. And with the Two of Wands coming in, I'm getting that being like an external person. I don't know if it's Athena or not. It's like an external person coming in on Yamaya's energy and Yamaya's special connection with these younger children or younger person or animals. And it's like, I'm going to choose this child. I'm going to always choose this animal over you. I'm going to always choose these children over you. You better get that right. Like just being very protective over it and just letting the outside person know what their boundaries are and their connection. I don't necessarily know how this outside person feels because I think that from Yamaya's perspective, like in Spirit's perspective for Yamaya, this is how they're describing her. I feel like they're describing a lot of Yamaya's personality. I'm just getting, with the Capricorn card, I'm just getting like set in stone. They don't necessarily have to be a Capricorn. Well, I mean, 2 Earth cards came out, but that happened with the first reading, I think. They really will not change themselves for someone else. They can make accommodations for someone else to enter their life and enter their space, like a third person, but other than that, it's like, it's my way or you're out. I will attempt to make accommodations, but if you're having me change up my whole lifestyle, like, I'm not about to do that. This could be a business partner for all I know, and this could be your boss. I don't know. Okay, is this person sick right now? Okay, in the judgment card, I'm getting, you see this little plant stem and this child sitting on it. I'm getting that the child is getting sick from sitting on the stem and they can't escape because it's in an enclosed space, so it's like a trap. Maybe their child is sick or their animal is sick. Yeah, like there's something wrong there because it's right underneath the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups, I was getting definitely them taking care of a child, of an animal or something. So maybe their child has a disability, or they have an illness. Either this or the child that they have or the animal that they have is like annoyed of how much they're coddled from Yamaya. Like Yamaya's like constantly watching over them. They might feel like that. I don't know. It's either one. Like they're tired of Yamai being too protective over them, and they don't feel like it's gonna change, so they have to just like sit there and endure it. And in a way, it feels like they're not allowed the child to like grow up or to even have a personality. Because I'm getting that Yamaya's trying to. They feel like Yamaya's trying to change their personality, as in like, okay, well, you need to be mature, you need to have respect, you need to. It's like forcing. They feel the child feels like forcing all this dogma onto them, and it's like, okay, why don't I just be myself? Like, why don't I just learn if I like art? Why don't I just learn if I like science? Like, why don't I just learn different avenues instead of you wanting me to settle for one thing only? Like, maybe even live vicariously through the child too. Want them to have the same aspirations as them. So yeah, I don't know if this is your mom or your dad, but this is what's coming through. If it's not, then maybe this other thing will say something else. Okay, clearly since the Capricorn card came out on top of Yamaya, and the type of personality they are, I'm assuming that over here this is the King of Earth as well. At least my interpretation, King of Earth. I know in reality it isn't, but I don't want to trash on Yamaya or anything, but I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and I don't know if this is from the perspective of the child. So how this dynamic is playing out between these two is that Yamai. Okay, let's be real. Yamai is self-centered. Yamai is like wants all the attention on her, and this feel like narcissistic. So they want their child's attention too. They want everyone's attention on them. So this feels like an extroverted person, someone who actively seeks out social situations, joins clubs, goes to meetings, makes new friends, needs to make sure that they're the life of the party. And whenever they have like people over to their house or over to events, it's very grand. It's something that Yamai doesn't want people to forget, basically. Yamai is able to shine, Yamai is able to have this kind of personality, but over here aligning with this child, it's like, you know how I told you I got like underdeveloped or something? Like they see their mom or their dad going out doing all these things, and it's like, what? Like what about me? Like I'm not allowed to do anything. Like I can't do the things that you do. What if I'm just like you? And with this card I'm more seeing along with the judgment meaning, like I'm getting like an awakening kind of. It's like they're not dumb, and it's like, well, there's a reason why my mother or my dad is being so inhibiting, making sure that I won't do the same things as her, even though what she's doing isn't horrible either. Like she's not inviting me to the same events, or she's not letting me go out, she's not letting me live a life that I'm supposed to at my age. And how do you expect me not to think that you're a narcissistic person, that you just want control over me, that you don't want me to grow up so that way I will always be attached to you? It's like this person definitely has a sense of, I mean, this child or whatever has a sense of clarity about Yamaya, but I feel like, honestly, I feel like Yamaya is too self-absorbed to think that their child actually has independent thoughts and can ever come to this conclusion, even though I feel like they have. And this is the King of Cups, and I feel like this is the child. And what's funny is that Yamai is coming out as the King of Earth, but the child is coming out as the King of Cups. That shows that they're like on the same level. You get me? But yeah, with the King of Cups down here, it's like being left out in the cold, like not really knowing what to think of it. And then with the Virgo card, I'm getting like a soil bearing these thoughts, like bearing the sight of this card, like if it never happened, you know? And this is aligning along with Yamaya, so it's like Yamaya is purposefully turning a blind eye to the wants of their child. So this Two of Cups, if they're single, if Yamai single, this Two of Cups very well could be their child. So yeah, this is an interesting interpretation. I'm not getting anything else. So I'm gonna move on to Athena. This person's very like perceptive and like witty. I would say smart, but I feel like that doesn't do it justice, to describe what kind of person this is. This is a very like calculating person. I feel like this person has a lot of skills under their sleeves that a lot of people don't know about. Or at first glance at this person, probably this person looks like a regular person, and you would not think that they are so insightful. They're so smart that they have so much knowledge to them. And I'm very getting a rabbit energy from them. So like very like quick, and there's like a high vibrating energy from them definitely. I don't know about if Yamai is high vibrating or not. When I was reading Yamai's energy, I kind of forced myself to talk about him or her in a positive light, like I wanted to. So I feel like that could be how like an outsider's perspective is on Yamaya. Like people want to see the good in Yamaya, so that's why they would probably never believe this negative thing that they're putting their child through. So yeah, I'm assuming that this is the child of Yamaya. Athena does stuff behind Yamaya's back, like little cracks. Even if Yamaya is like monitoring every single thing Athena does, Athena has her ways. Athena his or her ways. Oh, you remember how I was talking about rabbits? Like I feel like Athena has to be faster than the rabbits. So I feel like the rabbits are supposed to be Yamaya, but those are like bigger and older adult rabbits. But Athena is like represents like the younger rabbits. So like they're even faster than the old rabbits. So that's why Athena is able to slip through the cracks sometimes. But they have to play it off like they're not even doing that, like if they're doing something else. So this person could go on the internet, maybe watch some porn, or it could simply be they actually have social media and they post on it with a totally different username that their mother or father would never find out about. One last thing I'm getting from the Three of Pentacles card is that I feel like Athena is are participating in things that her mother, or that Yamaya is aware of. She or he purposefully participates in those activities to make Yamai think that Athena's dumber than what Athena actually is. An example of this could be like, oh well, I love doing puzzles, and then they're doing a puzzle, and while they're doing the puzzle, they're focusing on social media. So the reason why they're doing like dumber tasks is because they want less of their energy, less of attention to be focused on the task. So remember how I was talking about the cheating over here? Maybe Athena's cheating. I don't know. Or maybe this isn't even a pair dynamic for you. This is a cheating thing. I'm just sad. With these cards, I'm not necessarily getting anything else other than describing Athena's personality. So it's more very young, vivacious personality, and very adventurous and willing to try new things. And they will go kind of all out on things that they're interested in, even if they end up being wrong, or even if they end up saying the wrong thing, they will say it. Like they're not afraid to express their opinions. There's definitely no blockage there. And I feel like these two cards represent the dynamic between Yamaya and Athena. In Athena's side of things, in Spirit's perspective, whoever Yamaya is, it's like obviously it's a strategy right beneath it. So with that in mind, it's like they're very meticulous, and like how I told you, they're really good at planning. So I was getting every single day Athena cuts off one thing that Yamaya doesn't notice until Yamaya's like, why do I have two tentacles? Like I had way more. Like why do I not have any more claws? Like what happened to them? Like what's going on? Like Athena, did you see anything? Did you? No, I didn't see anything. It's like and it's all Athena, but Yamaya would never suspect it. And the whole time, like Yamaya, at least in this case, is very confused. Actually, with this Chariot card, you know how I told you about the outside influence over here, and how Yamaya was treating the outside influence with strong boundaries and making sure that they know. But I didn't really see it as romantic or not. Like it was whatever. Over here, it's weird. I'm also seeing an outside influence, But this outside influence is actually penetrating, like, I guess you can say, the boundaries of Athena and enabling Athena to further think that their strategy of however they're attacking Yamaya is good. They're either doing this directly or indirectly. I don't know if this chariot person knows what they're telling Athena is fueling the fire, but honestly, this outside person is actually giving them great advice. It really is good advice. And with the Seven of Swords, that's why I can't tell if Athena is telling this person or not that they are a huge factor into what they're doing with Yamaya. And over here is the motive to why Athena is attacking Yamaya. And Yamaya has no idea about it, even over here. And it's because at the end of the day, Athena wants to follow their heart. I don't know if you see this. They want to like follow their heart, be free to express themselves, be free to do other things. You know, just other things. Like just go to the store, like go out with friends once in a while. They want to have autonomy of their own life. They want to learn how to even have autonomy. You get me? And they just want freedom, and they just want to learn. They just want to experience freedom too. It seems so appealing to Athena. So that's why they're doing all this. Okay, and this is going to be how do you both feel towards each other? There's separation here, by the way. I feel like with these two cards, Athena feels like Yamaya is cold hearted, is self centered. I'm pretty sure that Athena holds a lot of resentment about that. Like it gives them a lot of pain thinking that this person, which is Yamaya, is so callous towards them and has not shown them the love that they deserve. Athena doesn't understand how Yamaya gets people to like them so much. This Eight of Fire represents how Athena views Yamaya. They perceive Yamaya as like they see all of Yamaya's flaws, and it's like you're just dressing up. It's just a mess with a bunch of makeup on. You know, it's like that, and it's they somehow get beautiful opportunities with other people, and makes no sense to Athena, who is very logical. And I think it's because Athena doesn't want to face the fact that Yamaya has a very likable personality. You know, they don't have to be pretty on the outside. But with that in mind, it's like Yamaya's only facing over here. Yamaya's only going after opportunities that benefit them. And it's nothing about Athena. It's just it is all selfish. So that's how thing that Athena is feeling towards Yamaya. Athena feels like Yamaya is not going to change, and they also don't want to change their feelings towards Yamaya. They don't want to fix their broken relationship. And it's like, who even cares if I even want to fix it because Yamaya doesn't even think that there's a problem. I'm specifically getting with the Knight of Pentacles and the Libra card. This is the Libra card, by the way. I don't know if you can see it. If Yamaya is poor and if Yamaya is trying their best to provide for Athena, I think that Athena is being a spoiled brat, okay? I'm just letting you know if that specific thing resonates. Like if Yamaya is struggling financially and trying their best to appease Athena. But yeah, other than that, it's reiterating that Athena feels like just opportunities. It's like they feel like Yamai is super opportunistic and just wants everything for themselves, like only focuses on themselves, doesn't care about the well-being of them. Yes, they could give them food, but it's like you don't care about me emotionally like at all. You don't care about what's going on in my life. And then at the same time I feel like I can't do anything. Athena could also be someone who is like depressed. Keep in mind that even whenever you are depressed, you can be high functioning, which means that you can get good grades. You can still do all that and still have a social life and be just super sad. And that could also, because it doesn't make any sense to me, because it's like saying that they're super opportunistic and they don't care at all about Athena. But from what I was getting over here, Spirit looking on Yamaya, that they're super overprotective of them. So it's possible that their mental condition doesn't allow themselves to see Yamaya correctly and probably skews it to where they feel like they are a lonely person. Or it could just be as drastic as Yamaya genuinely is a narcissistic person. They're very protective over Athena because they're narcissistic and they don't want Athena to touch on anyone else except for them. And also I'm getting that from the Three of Swords card that Athena is setting up streams of income for herself, or planning on it. No, I think that yeah, they are. So it's funny because it's like they have the same drive, they have the same energy as whoever Yamaya is, but Yamaya just doesn't acknowledge them for anything. Okay, Yamaya feels like Athena can't take criticism for anything, and that's why Yamaya has to coddle them and has to baby them in their eyes. Okay. Well, this could be a bad trait too. Honestly, I was getting a bad example, but it's like Yamaya could say things that are wrong or do things that are wrong. Like Yamaya could tell Athena, like, I hate you. Like why did you do that? Or they could be like you're getting so much weight. Are you gonna do something about it? They can say insistent things like that, and they could make Athena cry, and then they're like, oh well, I'm sorry, just forgive me. And then Yamaya gets mad that Athena doesn't forgive them. Like they see it as like they're mellowing, or is it mellowing? Like they're seething in sadness. That's how they're viewing Athena. And it's like, well, I can't do anything about it. Like what can I do to fix it? I can't do anything. It is narcissistic, right? Because with this card, I was not feeling any comfort. I was not feeling any empathy. I was simply seeing it as like an annoyance. So that's how at least this part of Athena, they find this annoying. But it's like a big part of Athena. They're like, oh, okay. Well, they'll get over it eventually. That's how Yamaya is treating it. Okay, if this resonates, it resonates. But I'm also getting that sometimes Yamaya threatens Athena with kicking them out of the house. In a way, Athena's like a waste of space. So if Athena's an adult, and if Athena's kind of like munching off of Yamaya, that's how Yamaya's viewing it. Like they're just using me for money. They're just like they could have so much better aspirations and they're not doing anything. So for all I know, Athena could be doing something on social media. Remember how I told you about the different streams of income, and Yamaya doesn't see that as a real job. Yamaya's like, you know what? If that is a real job, go and live on your own. You know, it's like that. Like they're not allowing Athena to prosper in whatever they want to do. And I'm getting that Yamaya is very confrontational, isn't afraid to express their problems that they have with Athena to Athena. Man, they have nothing but negative feelings towards Athena. It's like I'm picturing Yamaya like literally. Okay, I can see how about the thing about them being super controlling. So they're more seeing it as like, oh, I have to show Athena how to do this because Athena's not doing it right. And it's like them watching them watching and nitpicking at every single thing that they're doing wrong. And if anything, they're seeing it says loosen up control freaks, but it's like it's not even Yamaya seeing themselves as a control freak. They're seeing Athena as a control freak, which is so weird. They're labeling her as a control freak because her or him as a control freak because Athena doesn't like following her rules, doesn't like listening to him or her. Yeah, those are the only feelings. That is sad. Whatever. I'm just kind of a little speechless. This is a very sad dynamic I'm reading about. Okay, this section is going to be on what is their actions towards you. There's only one more section left, which is the outcome. Actions towards you. Okay, Yamai's actions towards Athena is that they better play the role really good. They better be presentable to other people, behave well in functions. They better get along with everybody, and just mainly like being presentable, just not standing out. That's basically it. And if Athena is going to stand out, it better be for something good. You get me? Like it better not be because Athena's sad or acting out of the norm. Man, honestly, now I'm seeing Yamaya super cold. I was getting over here as like their different masks that they wear a single day, and they put on a different mask for a different emotion. Gosh, and like look at how they're looking at Athena. This is Athena. And their actions towards Athena is also probably checking their social media accounts every single day, checking that Athena is behaving properly even whenever Yamaya isn't watching them. What? This is so sad. In the future, like their actions towards Athena, I think that they're planning to have some bonding time with Athena, or they're scheduling that time set aside. Whether it's because they're paranoid or not of Athena, I don't know. It's like, but they're trying to have fun. How everyone else is. Yamaya always puts on a mask, right? And they always look beautiful. But the thing is that Yamaya isn't wearing this mask with Athena because like Athena already knows how Yamaya is. So it's like it's not fun. My point is that like their true self is not fun. Like it's weird. Like I don't like it. Like I don't like hanging out with them. It could vary from this person is actually Yamaya is actually very unpredictable, like scary unpredictable. They could snap at any moment. I'm not even getting emotions really. Like I don't even know if they experience emotions. But their motive for doing this is because they want Athena to pity them. I don't know why, but they want Athena to pity them. And they see it as their way of like training their pets, training their like subservient, what's it called? They're inferior, because you know how there's like a superior inferior. It's like that, like they're not even seeing it as like a connection, like if they have like an emotional connection or anything, like, oh, this is my daughter, oh, this is my girlfriend, oh, this is my boyfriend, this is my husband. Like they're seeing it very objective. They have no emotions towards whoever Athena is. They're just very possessive over them and want to control their life. Right. Athena's action is that they want to leave. They really want to leave Maya. They always think about it. And this is the King of Swords, and this is the King of Swords. But like with this analogy, it's like how can a fish beat a shark? You know, it's like that. That's kind of how they're viewing it. So that's what's inhibiting their actions for sure. They don't feel like they're special enough to even escape. That even if they escape, they're probably going to be found. I don't even think that Athena even has fantasies about leaving. I think that it's simply like they're very grounded in reality. Like how I told you, they're very objective and rational. Like because of this, like they feel helpless. And actions is they're gonna feel if they're already depressed, they're gonna continue feeling depressed. Whatever mental issues they have because of Yamaya, they're gonna continue having those mental issues. It's going to be hard for them to be optimistic about having freedom. And their actions, I don't know because I think it varies for everybody because it's not saying if they're going to take action or not on if they want to escape or not. I can't tell you because I think that's probably going to vary for everybody. Because with the Queen of Earth in the right here, it's like obstacles after obstacles after obstacles, and the Ace of Cups is like the ultimate fulfillment, right? It's finally having peace. Finally, like, look, these both are in the same dimension, and over here, like, in a totally different dimension, they won't be found by this King of Swords, right? They're all the same. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's for sure their goal. I don't know if they're going to be actively working on it or not, but I mean, I remember from the first reading, I believe, it seemed like they were actively working on it. Okay, guys, this is going to be your outcome. So, yeah, definitely from the energies I'm getting, Helen of Troy is supposed to represent Athena, and Quatesh is representing Yamaya. So, I'm going to be referring them to these names now. If it hasn't already started, okay, you know how I told you that at first that Athena was like slowly, okay, well, I'm gonna call her Helen of Troy now, sorry. Helen of Troy was slowly strategizing and slowly knocking down Yamaya In the future, it's not going to be like this. It's either this or how they were slowly knocking down Quatesh. Quatesh is already at the ending part where they're starting to notice, hey, all of my stuff is gone, or no one, like all of my friends are saying these things about me, like these rumors about me, like I'm so confused, like whatever Helena Troy's plan was, it's now at the near end where they're about to leave, or they're going to drop that plan altogether and they're just going to go at it and just be full on mad and just always fight with Quatesh and just be very disruptive. Even whenever the plan's ending, there's going to be like a final moment where they just leave and move out, and they're going to make a whole big scene about it, whoever Helena Troy is. And like I literally see with this, I see like Quatesh literally trying to push Helena Troy inside the house to be stuck in whatever thing that Quatesh wants Helena Troy to be stuck in. And I'm getting that the armor, like you know how there's like bodyguards over here. I'm getting that they're not there anymore. Like they're gone. It's just Quatesh because Helen of Troy did something to make those bodyguards go away. So whether it was like strategically or not, like Quatesh can't call up their parents anymore because their parents know about something that Quatesh did to hurt them. Quatesh can't call up on their boyfriend anymore because or their husband anymore because because Helena Troy just set up things to where Quatesh is just left by herself to fend against Helena Troy, and Helena Troy is just gonna just go all out and just try to leave. This is very odd, but whoever the water sign is going to win. And that would be weird if both of you guys are water signs. I don't know, guys. I don't know what the outcome is. I'm so sorry. I don't know what the outcome is, and I don't want to pick a card for the outcome because I feel like it's going to vary for a lot of people. There's a reason why it's not saying a specific outcome. For everyone else's readings, it had a specific outcome, but for this one, there's a reason why it doesn't, and I'm so sorry. But yeah, for sure, the water sign's going to win, and if both you guys are on water signs or something, then it could go either way. I don't know. Whoever has the most will, I guess, and the best of luck on their side. So good luck in this. Please comment on what this is. This is so toxic and just sad. Yeah. Please like, dislike, comment, subscribe, and I hope you guys are going to have a great day or night. Bye. Hello to those who chose Pile 5. So this particular reading is going to be separated into 4 different sections, and this is the first section. This section is on how spirit objectively perceives you, views you in this dynamic and this other person. So they are going to be objectively calling y'all out or objectively hyping you guys up. I'm going to be calling them Morgan Le Fay. Obviously, the other one I'm going to be calling up Andromachi. So Morgan Le Fay is involved in a group that deals with Andromachi, or their families are very close, or they actively visit each other's families. Yeah, so it could be friend group, they work at the same place, they have children together, so they're with each other. You get me? Like, I'm just getting them constantly being around each other. They have related friends or related family that know of each other that they always interact with one of them. Andromachi may not have ever met Morgan Le Fay's friends, but Morgan Le Fay is in a relationship with Andromachi's or whatever type of dynamic, and they always bring up Andromachi. You know, it's like that. Or it could be vice versa too, but this is mainly on Morgan Le Fay's side, so I could picture Morgan Le Fay being an extroverted person, would be being more open about their relationship with Andromachi, or if there's problems, they might be susceptible to telling their problems to the people around them, to ask them for advice, maybe. Yeah, so basically, Morgan Le Fay is very vocal. I guess Spirit is giving me these cards to describe it because I keep on describing the type of people that Morgan Le Fay's around, so that way you can differentiate if you're Morgan Le Fay or if you're Andromachi. But this person surrounds themselves with very positive people. I don't see any negative vibes. You get me? Like, I feel like the people that they hang around on, they don't not get along with each other. And if there is any conflict, I feel like it's dealt with right away and then it's forgiven and then it's let go. So I think that this person has a healthy sense of what a good relationship is like. They have a healthy sense of what their responsibilities are, and just overall, because they have such great social skills, this helps them to be more aware of like their triggers. You get me? It just helps them overall be a healthier person. I wouldn't say a better person, but I think it's just healthier. I know this is like random, but if this person, if Morgan Le Fay likes to play video games, I think that they often choose feminine characters. I'm kind of iffy if Morgan Le Fay even has a connection with Andromachi, because right now I'm going down over here and honestly I'm just seeing them being happy and content with themselves and happy with their life, content with their aspirations, and just basically there's no dissatisfaction in their life. And all this portion, all this top portion has just been about Morgan Le Fay. Like nothing has been about Andromachi. So they probably haven't talked to each other in a long time, maybe. They just so happen to hang around with related group. I'm getting more interpretations from these two cards, but it's basically they're all saying the same thing, which is that Morgan Le Fay is a very healthy person. It's so random because I haven't gone this in any other pile, so I don't really know how to feel about this, but I'm gonna just move on over here. It's very hard to get the interpretation of the Two of Swords because I'm getting so much imagery that it's taking me a super long time to interpret. So that's why I'm trying to say this to like bear with me. From what I'm getting so far, I feel like Morgan Le Fay doesn't have like a lick of intuition. Like this person does not experience spirituality for anything. This person probably doesn't believe in any religion, and if they do believe in a religion, it's because they were taught to believe in it. So it's like a part of their routine. And I'm getting like if this person were to meditate, I don't know if this is necessarily true. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting this from the imagery because I still need to send a message. But I am getting that if this person were to meditate, like they would like to meditate, but they don't experience any physical sensations. They don't feel anything inside their body, like sensations in their body. Everything's blank, and that's why they would like to meditate, so that way they don't think. I don't know, that card's very odd compared to the rest of these cards. Because over here it's describing them as like an extrovert. They're very socially savvy. They genuinely like to have a equal give and take and stuff, and them being healthy. But over here with the Two of Swords, it's like I guess you can say like a breakdown of a mask. Like like I guess an introverted side to them where they need time alone. So instead of moving away from the social situation, they're just going to be super quiet and super distant from other people. Like it seems like a snap of a finger change. I don't know. It's very odd. And I guess the last message I'm getting from it is that if this person does meditate or if this person does believe in spirituality and stuff, they think that they are doing like the right thing. And I guess that you can say like they think that they're in contact with God. They think that they're in contact, let's say like with the devil or they whatever they believe in. And in reality, like they're not in contact with them. It's either all in their head or it's like another spirit that's like posing as them. I don't know. It's just very weird. Like everything externally seems great about them, but then their spirituality just like it sucks. You know what? I think that that was a good segue into this topic. I think that Morgan Le Fay is a great person. They're very healthy. They know how to exercise good boundaries. They know how to have an equal give and take. But I think that they suck in relationships, or they at least suck in this relationship with Andromachi. This is such a drastic change. Like they know the buttons to push for Andromachi to make them feel horrible, or like they continue doing certain behaviors or they say things that they know will hurt Andromachi's feelings. They just continue doing it so that way they can always have like the upper hand, maybe because they feel like Andromachi's always defensive or something, and then it's like shut up and Like just sit there. It's like just to try to either tame Andromachi or try to preserve their dominance over Andromachi. And then as soon as they do that, they just walk away. Like they just isolate themselves and just leave Andromachi alone. This is so weird. Like, and then they expect Andromachi to stay in this type of dynamic, or mainly they expect Andromachi to be loyal to them because Morgan Le Fay is loyal to them, but it doesn't feel that happy. For all I know, this could manifest if you're asking about a partner. Like your person is aware that they are 100% healthy in relationships, and they still are battling with like wounds and stuff and projecting stuff onto you. I'm just seeing a lack of empathy for you, like towards you. I mean, well, towards you if you're Andromachi. But I mean, either way, there's like devotion there on no matter if this is like if you're asking about your mom, if you're asking about a friend, like there's definitely devotion there, and they want to continue having Andromachi in their life, and they're going to still continue fueling this relationship. But I think this is just one aspect of them. I don't know what your specific situation is. I don't know if they're like a total two-faced person, like to everybody socially they're super social savvy and they present as like a super polished person, but then like behind the closed doors like they're actually abusive. It could be as drastic as that or whatever example I just gave earlier. So just fit it to your situation. But anyways, with the Two of Cups, I was getting like an uneasiness in the relationship, and then Morgan Le Fay is aware of the uneasiness in the relationship, but it's like for now I'm content. It's either for now I'm content with the uneasiness, me and Andromachi will get over it, or they prefer the relationship like that, which I don't know why, but if they prefer the relationship like that, it's because of Andromachi's personality, and maybe Andromachi's very outspoken. So it's like, okay, well, if you want to cause conflict in this relationship with your personality, I'll also cause it with mine. Like, I don't know, it's very petty. Also, I think that this person has childhood issues or just issues in general with with trust. So if Andromachi were to go out with friends and if Andromachi wasn't answering their phone for like 2 hours, that would drive Morgan Le Fay crazy. Or just like assuming Andromachi is doing bad things, just like being malicious behind the scenes and like just doing things that will affect their dynamic. Like these thoughts probably sometimes like plague them or sometimes play in the back of their mind whenever Andromachi's not around, or even if Andromachi's around, like let me check the phone. I mean, other than that, like the Five of Wands, I know that seems like, oh wow, so it seems so angry, but if I'm being real, it's not that serious. This one was super heavy with the Two of Swords, with the spirituality and stuff, with the lack of it. But with the Five of Wands, it's more of like this is like a personal issue. You get me? But this personal issue so happens to affect their relationship dynamic. So it just doesn't seem like the greatest relationship, but it's not the worst. Unless it's abusive, then that's very sad. So we're going on to Andromachi. This person, I got the same thing with another pile, but this person could be a Leo because the first word I got attracted to was strength. In regards to this relationship dynamic, this Andromachi holds them actually, yeah, they hold themselves back a lot. So you know how over here it was like, oh well, Andromachi's like personalities, how to deal with like all this stuff, but yeah, like I think that Andromachi has definitely worked on this. If that was an issue, I'm just getting someone holding back their tongue whenever there's a fight happening. With this in reverse, I think that it's like they're forced to do this, so they're probably still in the process of learning this. But honestly, kudos to Andromachi because it feels like they have probably a very strong personality, and for them to do this it says a lot about how much they must care about the other person. But it doesn't even have to manifest in arguments. This could also manifest in like thoughts, their emotions. So Andromachi has to learn how to tame their anger, their anxiety, Like, and I can also see how like boundary setting too. Andromachi still has to learn this. Like, I'm getting that Andromachi does have a lot of stuff to learn, but unlike with Morgan Le Fay's, like it was down here and it just barely showed at the end. It's showing up here on the top. So I'm like, what I'm getting from that is that they're actively working on it. Well, just really like kudos to Andromachi, whoever this is. It must be not difficult, but you know how it could just be tiring, needing to change sometimes. With the Seven of Fire, I'm getting that Andromachi actually finds this relationship or relationship dynamic with Morgan Le Fay very, very special to them. If this is a relationship, like they love cuddling with Morgan Le Fay, and if it's not a relationship, more Andromachi loves hanging out and spending quality time with Morgan Le Fay. Like there's just so much. There is a never-ending like fountain of information that's coming from Morgan Le Fay. You get me? Like there's such an interesting, a dynamic person, and this is why they try so hard to tame their weaknesses whenever they're around Morgan Le Fay. You get me? Like this person has a lot of respect for Morgan Le Fay, and they're hoping that it's mutual. I'm getting that they're hoping that it's mutual. I don't know if Andromachi knows that it's mutual. This is really cute if this is a love relationship, but you know how over here the friends were showing up first? So I'm getting that Andromachi puts the relationship first, but then Morgan Le Fay puts the friends first, or Andromachi prefers to spend more time with Morgan Le Fay, like in a relationship, but then Morgan Le Fay would prefer to spend more time with their friends and then set time aside for their relationship. You get me? That's how I think that they're so different. Andromachi seems like a very like committed and loyal person already. And I'm definitely not saying that Morgan Le Fay is, because I like how I told you they're very committed to Andromachi. Just certain people need their freedom, and it varies for people. So I'm not judging Morgan Le Fay. If this is not a relationship and you're asking about a family member or like a friend, it's like this, you cherish this friend out of the whole friend group. This family member, like you love them just like how you love your other family members. And I think it's pretty cute. Just basically you have a lot of love for this person, and you would definitely drop anything to, I'm saying I'm Andromat, you wouldn't mind dropping anything to confide in Morgan Le Fay, or even them to confide in Andromachi. What's funny is that over here, how I told you that Morgan Le Fay puts their social life first, and then after that their relationship life. Over here, you know how Andromachi puts their relationship first, and then it's their social life. That's like kind of how it's split. So what I was getting, for the most part, I don't think Andromachi has too many friends. If they do have a lot of friends, they're not close with like any of them except for like two. Anyways, I'm getting that Andromachi likes to stay in one spot, so definitely an introvert, like 100% an introvert. So they probably like to stay at their house, and then once in a while they'll be like, like why not go out? The thing is, how over here I was talking about them going out and triggering wounds, where these are both fives. So even though this is the Five of Wands, and these both are swords cards, I'm getting that whenever Andromachi does go out, they put their full attention on their friends. Honestly, the last person that they're thinking about is Morgan Le Fay. But keep in mind that they have all this love. They love Morgan Le Fay. They genuinely do. But it's just, if the few times I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go all out. You get me? Like I'm gonna have the time of my life. I'm not gonna worry. I'm not gonna worry about whatever has been plaguing me. So any responsibilities. It's like I'm just gonna have fun. If you are Morgan Le Fay, and if you were worried about like, oh, I don't know, this person could be cheating. Well, they're not coming from that. You get me? It's just this person has a very intense personality. Like they're very outspoken and stuff, and it's like at least let them. Whenever they're around you, they have to submit their personality to you. They have to like water it down. So at least let them have different ways of expressing their personality, like their full and true personality, okay? Because with their friends or whenever they even go out, so let's say it's like coworkers or something, they don't hold back. They treat Morgan Le Fay more with kid gloves compared to everyone else. Because with everyone else, they don't, it's like, no, you either listen to me or we're just not going to be compatible together. You get me? And it's not coming from like a selfish place. It's just like, if you can't handle my personality, then I'm saving you and me the time. So yeah, this person definitely has a duality to them in regards to how Morgan Le Fay sees Andromachi. So this is why this probably triggers their wounds with trust. Like, oh, well, I don't know, they seem two faced. Look at them acting so different. This like Andromachi probably never shows this side to Morgan Le Fay, or if they do, it comes out like bursts. And I'm just letting you know, if you're Morgan Le Fay and if you're seeing Andromachi like this, like if you want Andromachi to show more of their personality to you, then you need to stop complaining about their aspects of their personality that you don't like, because the parts that you don't like are the parts where they're very outspoken, or the parts where they're very feisty, maybe just Andromachi perceives these parts as toxic in a relationship, so that's why they hold themselves back. Oh, look at the 10 and the 9 of cups. And from what I'm getting with this is like from the 8 and the 5 of swords, it's like they go out, they have the time of their lives, and then Andromachico goes back home and is just satisfied probably for the rest of the week, so they don't need any more interaction. That's what I was getting with like the introverted side. And also something else I'm getting from the Knight of Cups and these two cards, it's like truly being content with yourself. Like not only like as in, I don't know if Morgan Le Fay is, but Andromachi is not codependent like for anything. This person is very independent. They actually like their alone time. I'm just getting that they love having loving connections. I think that this person is really cute. They may have a very, out there personality, but they have a very good heart. And I see that in this dynamic, Andromachi has very good intentions for Morgan Le Fay. I'm not saying that Morgan Le Fay doesn't have very good intentions towards Andromachi. It's just that Morgan Le Fay lacks the understanding and the empathy to understand what goes through Andromachi's mind. And the way that Morgan Le Fay deals with it is by thinking that they're probably cheating on them, or they're probably a whole different person. They're probably having like two lives or something. I'm just giving like drastic examples when in reality, it's whatever answer I told you over here. So if anything, honestly, even though Spirit told me to emphasize that this person is very healthy, like I guess Morgan Le Fay is very conscious and tries to make sure that they are a very healthy person and all their dynamics are happy in regards to their friendships and their family life. They make sure that they're happy and stuff. It's like, well, Andromachi, even though they don't put their family and their friend connections first, it's like this person seems like an even more healthier person than Morgan Le Fay in regards to having a balance. So I think that having a balance is important to Morgan Le Fay, but I think that they actually have a lot to learn from Andromachi, because I don't think that they see Andromachi as a balanced person. I think that they probably see them as a person with issues and they still are evolving and they're waiting for them to change. And I think that Morgan Le Fay sees Andromachi in a negative light. Now there may be a lot of love there, but it's just you have to understand this negative part that is impacting this relationship. But even then, like I feel like this could continue going on. You give me like this doesn't feel unhealthy at all. This relationship dynamic it feels good. Okay, guys, this is going to be the second section. This is both of your feelings towards one another. With the Morgan Le Fay side, I'm getting that she or he, like definitely with the world in this, it's like they want to stop. They're actively wanting very much to stop thinking like this, like thinking that Andromachi's cheating on them or just having trust issues. They want to stop. Morgan Le Fay is actually very aware of the way that they treat Andromachi, or and the way that their actions affect Andromachi, or they think that they're aware. I feel like there's actually probably even more awareness to be done in regards to that, because I don't think that they realize how much Andromachi has to suppress themselves. But I mean, other than that, they want to sacrifice this unhealthy ideology, basically, or these unhealthy behaviors to have a better connection with Andromachi, which is like that's really beautiful because it just like addressed it like right away. I mean, Andromachi, I saw a lot of love that they had for Morgan Le Fay, but in regards to how Morgan Le Fay's feeling, I feel like this person is taking it like long term. Like this person either wants them to, or either wants Andromachi to be a part of their life for the rest of their lives, and if it's not that, they want like marriage from Andromachi. Okay, specifically if Andromachi works on any arts and crafts or if they do anything creative. This is so cute. Morgan Le Fay loves watching. Or it would just like I guess a hint, if you were Andromachi, it would mean the world to them. Like literally, because it's right next to the world card. It would mean the world to them if you were to make them something like that. Like if you were to draw them something, even if it's like honestly, I think that anything that you create is gonna look beautiful in their eyes. You get me? You know how their love language is gifts. Yeah, it's probably that. I don't necessarily know if Morgan Le Fay even has the capability, at least right now, to have a very in-depth emotional connection with anybody else. Because I think that there's something there in their own way. They know that they love Andromachi, or they have love for Andromachi, because they have never seen a person like this before. So you know how whenever someone's like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I feel sparkles in my heart, I feel like butterflies in my stomach." It's like this person probably has never ever felt that. Like they seem very emotionally disconnected, but the reason why they know that they want Andromachi in their life for like the rest of their life is because anything that Andromachi touches is like gold. You know that saying. Andromachi can make nothing could make dirt there's just dirt and can make like a whole garden within like a year. It's so beautiful. Like they just think that Andromachi is so gorgeous. This is so cute. It's like I could picture Morgan Le Fay like not gossiping, like showing off, or not necessarily showing off. It's like talking about all the things that they like about you to other people. So if you do an act of kindness for them, they definitely going to be telling their friends or their family, but they're not doing it because they want to like show off. They're doing it because it's like look at this, like how they're like, oh well, don't worry because there's like a lot of fish in the sea, to like single people. But for this person, it's like look at like the fish I caught. Like isn't she or he like so marvelous? Like it's just, and I'm getting like excited like talking about Andromachi. If I was Morgan Le Fay, and it seems really cute. Like I could picture them like blushing and like, oh yeah, Andromachi like took me out to eat. I didn't even know. This is so cute. And even though I was saying before that Morgan Le Fay didn't know what to make of this duality within Andromachi, or that Andromachi shows towards them, they actually love it. I don't, man, like this person genuinely is in love with Andromachi. Okay, there's just like a tiny rant. If you think that the only way to find the one is by waiting for that feeling, I feel you should probably learn from Morgan Le Fay in that you can't always wait for the feeling. I feel like if that was the case, then why would people stay in toxic relationships? You get me? It's either because they think that they feel that feeling in that toxic relationship, or it's because they've like yet to find that feeling. So it's like I guess I'll just settle for this person and then I'll wait to ever feel this feeling again. And it's like in regards to Morgan Le Fay, it's like they're not fixated on that. You get me? I know that I love this person because I accept them for all their flaws, and I think that all their flaws are actually perfections. I'm saying this because with the Ace of Swords, I'm getting that they love this duality within Andromachi, even though it might piss them off sometimes. It's totally okay. Like they'd rather Andromachi be themselves than to not. So they think that Andromachi is already being themselves in regards to the duality. Yeah, whoever Morgan Le Fay is, they're ready to like wife up or linked with like a whole long-term relationship with Andromachi. I'm just because with the King of Cups card, which is this card, I'm just getting so much love. Even though we may have our problems, like at the end of the day, whenever I look at you, I none of my preconceived judgments taint the way I look at you, and I'm more of getting like actions of just watching them from afar. So I feel like Morgan Le Fay probably does this with Andromachi. Like they probably pull back and watch him from afar, or they like to watch their face whenever they're talking, just little stuff like that. I guess the only thing that okay, in regards to feelings, how does Morgan Le Fay feel towards Andromachi? Just so much love, like how I mentioned all before, but I guess like a little portion of something of the feelings that rise up that they don't like that they get whenever they're with Andromachi, or like just the feelings that Andromachi causes within them that they don't like is whenever they argue, basically. So I could picture Morgan Le Fay accidentally being like, or just having mean words slipping out, just being vindictive sometimes, maybe even having vindictive actions, but they end up regretting it afterward. But it's like they can't help it, like they have to do that because they feel so intensely. And at the end of the day, I think that the root of this is that Morgan Le Fay doesn't like spontaneity in a partner. Like I think that their ideal partner probably would have just been, well, as you would picture like a Taurus or just like an Earth sign. Andromachi's not that like at all, because this is the Queen of Earth and this is Virgo in reverse. So that's also why I'm saying that. How can you expect the love of your life to be perfect? To fit your ideal type that you've always had in your mind. So this is so beautiful. So we're gonna go on to Andromachi. I can picture Andromachi liking to do drugs or to drink, whether that's bad or not. And for them, I don't know, but it's just I feel like you get me with that not being like a Queen of Earth person, and that they would like to go out and stuff. I feel like Andromachi is this Queen of Earth in a way, but it's just that when they're taking the drugs, whenever they're going out, they like to feel sensations in their body. Like they love the feeling of, let's say, whenever you're drunk, like they like the feeling of like your whole body being numb and you can't control your speech or something, you can't control the way you walk. Like it's very fascinating to Andromachi, which is why they like doing it. So I don't know if they have vindictive personality, I don't know, but it's kind of like nuanced. So first I was getting that Andromachi was this girl that's being dropped, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna drop you, and then like Andromachi's terrified, and as soon as you drop her, Morgan Le Fay's there to save her, and then Morgan Le Fay's like, oh, are you okay? It's okay, but like Morgan Le Fay's the one that's like the robot that's like shaking, low key like a battle, or just like emotional turbulence that they sometimes feel like they don't like this aspect of this relationship, and this is showing up right away. So over here, this showed up right away. So this is probably what they're actively thinking right now. But what Andromachi is probably actively thinking of right now is Morgan Le Fay puts them through, like, makes them feel all types of emotions, makes them feel anger, makes them feel anxiety, and they feel it's like a roller coaster that's like they don't know where the roller coaster is going, and then all of a sudden Morgan Le Fay just stops the roller coaster. It's like, oh, okay, well, like, do you want to get off and eat? Do you want, it's like conflicting that way. Like, how do you expect me to just forgive you for just putting me through this emotional roller coaster right now, and then you just want to move on really quickly? or you just want to take me out because you feel bad, but you're just not gonna address it. That's basically it. Like, I feel like Morgan Le Fay doesn't address the fights, that they end up running away from it. And if it's not that, they're very good at talking their way out of it, out of talking about the problem, because they end up switching up the subject and they end up talking about something else. But like, that's not very healthy. That at the same time, like how I said with Andromachi holds themselves back. Like, their emotions could run haywire if they wanted the emotions to control them. They could let them, but I feel like the emotional roller coaster is coming from the fact that Andromachi has this trouble of their emotions, like, just going crazy, and like they can't. So even though on the surface it may seem that Andromachi is just like fighting with them, it's like on the inside, like their minds racing, their minds going crazy, and then all of a sudden, like, you just don't want to address it. Like, you don't want to, which I don't know how to feel about that, because that's not Morgan Le Fay's fault. They're having an emotional roller coaster, but at the same time, it's like, well, can you stop doing actions that make me feel like you're having an emotional roller coaster? So I feel like that's the problem Andromachi's feeling right now in regards to Morgan Le Fay. You know how I said over here that this person's love language was gift giving, and this other emotion seemed very sweet? Well, over here, I feel like Andromachi's love language is expressed through tough love. They're aware that Morgan Le Fay doesn't like the spontaneous side to Andromachi. Four Swords are more getting like they can't hold themselves back. You get me? Because it's like, okay, well, I contain qualities of myself, but at the end of the day, it's like, this is how I've always been. Like, you get me? Like, with this tough love thing, I'm really getting that it comes with the spontaneity, the way that they probably deal with the spontaneity. Morgan Le Fay confronts them with it. It's like, okay, and what are you gonna do about it? Because I'm not gonna do anything about it, because I'm not gonna change myself. Like, I could picture them being stubborn in regards to that topic. And in general, with me mentioning the fact that they have tough love, or they show tough love and stuff, I could picture this also affecting the way that, in general, how this is all gonna play out over here. But I'm really getting that whenever Andromachi does feel like getting snappy with Morgan Le Fay, Morgan Le Fay doesn't even know. Like, I'm holding myself back so much. Like, I can go off on you, but I'm not. Of course, they don't want to tell Morgan Le Fay this, because first off, they're gonna sound like cocky, and they're gonna sound like a B word, and also they're just gonna come off as like conceited. If it resonates, right? I feel like this person is unemployed at the moment and is like at the house, like cooking or taking care of other people. That's what their job is right now. I'm just getting so many things. Like, they could be reevaluating their career. They could be reevaluating, let's say, if they're in school, whether it's in high school or college, like, what college should I go to? Should I even stay in this college if they're in college? Should I change my major? Should I change my minor? It's like them making tweaks to their life at the moment. On top of that, they're enjoying like the pleasures in life. So they're probably eating really good right now. They're probably going out and buying stuff, and this person can probably be prone to stress buying. Like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? I forgot exactly what it's called. Anyways, yeah, it's very interesting that this too is showing up about what they're going through right now. It's showing up in a reading about how Andromachi feels towards Morgan Le Fay. This is probably showing up to show that, like, Andromachi has quite a few responsibilities at, like, whenever you're seeing this reading. So this is probably why they're kind of harping on the fact that Morgan Le Fay doesn't make them feel good. Because I feel like they probably allocate their energy to different areas, and it's like, I think that if they're complaining about this, if they're thinking about this, they don't have the energy to address it to Morgan Le Fay, because they know that it's going to take a while. So it's not so much that they're afraid to bring up this topic. If anything, I could picture this topic have already been brought up, or it could have not. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But you, the viewer, if you are Morgan Le Fay, you have to wait until these two things pass. So until they stop stress buying or stress eating or something. And once they have their job choices in general about like realigning their career in place, then they can have the energy to address it. I think at the moment, or maybe in general, I don't know. It feels more negative on the Machi side. I feel like they feel pushed away from Morgan Le Fay, like as in Morgan Le Fay doesn't have any time for them or is not setting time for them. Like specifically, like they feel like Morgan Le Fay isn't giving them attention. I don't know if this is selfish or not, but at least in Andromachi's eyes, it feels valid. No, this is sad. I feel like Andromachi feels, at least Morgan Le Fay sometimes views them as like a pest to deal with. Like, oh, I'll deal with them later, and that's why Morgan Le Fay prioritizes their friends or their family over Andromachi. Wow, that's really sad. So I don't think that Morgan Le Fay properly expresses how much love they feel for Andromachi, and like Andromachi's feeling like this. You get me? It feels pretty negative, like not horribly negative, but I mean overall, I'm seeing that this could very well be like still a healthy relationship. Every single relationship is not perfect. Every single relationship is not going to always pop up like this. You get me? For all I know, it's going to switch in the next few months. To them being Andromachi and uh, Andromachi being in Morgan Le Fay's energy. Okay, this is going to be the actions towards one of you. I mean, towards both of you. So, Morgan Le Fay person is actually, their actions is they're going to demonstrate that they love Andromachi more. They have love. Like, the imageries that it's coming across is like a battle. Whether Andromachi has expressed it or not, I think that Morgan Le Fay has actually noticed that Andromachi either feels unloved or is probably doing things because they feel like Morgan Le Fay doesn't appreciate them enough or doesn't love them enough. Their actions, I don't know if they're doing it. I don't know if they're going to do it at this moment, but I think that they're getting ready to. You get me? Like they're probably making adjustments to their schedules later on in the future to set more time aside to spend more time with Andromachi. Like it's like things like that, or they're starting to wind down and hanging out with their friends more. They're proactively thinking of solutions right now to strengthen the connection between them two. And what's funny is like, at least before, I thought that they were more selfish. It's like, okay, well, I have to show Andromachi, like, I love them, I have to show them. But in this case, it's like, I'm messing up, like they feel like this relationship is gonna mess up and this relationship is gonna fall apart if they don't do this. Like, I feel like they're less selfish than what I thought. That's like my point. Because you know how I told them that I don't think that they feel emotions that much. Well, I feel like this is kind of like this thought is sparking up emotions in them for sure if they don't feel emotions that often. And the reason why they are going to do this, like put more effort, is because I think that they don't feel like it's too late, but they've realized that like the flower that's supposed to represent the relationship is like withering, and it's like halfway, like it's already halfway there. You get me? And they just feel bad that it even got to that point. That they didn't notice that it was withering way before, so that way they could have fixed it. Their actions, okay, guys, like they actually feel really bad about this. I feel like this didn't pop up in the feelings because they don't want to think about it too much. Probably because they didn't like feeling emotions. But I think that the few times whenever they think about the fact that they need to do this action and they're planning for it, it brings up very dark emotions. It doesn't have to be very dark, you get me, but they're just so disappointed in themselves. I think that that's the point of this, and they can't stop feeling disappointed in themselves. They feel like their actions are inhibiting the growth of your connection. And it's like, wow, it's like them actually being aware of it now and they feel terrible. So, yeah, honestly, I just feel like these are all the feelings that are fueling the action. And then over here, it's like, even whenever they stop thinking about it, it says, oh, like, you're the center of the universe. But what I'm getting is that, like, maybe angels or whatever spirits like bring up the thoughts. I feel terrible for doing this because I could picture this person accidentally like delaying this process of taking the action. So that's why those thoughts are like randomly planted in their head, but they don't like that thought in their head, like it makes them feel horrible. So now it just forces them to do an action. So how I told you like they weren't in tune with spirit at all and stuff. It's like that doesn't mean that spirit doesn't speak to them at all. Spirit doesn't try to help them, guide them a different way. It's just that they don't realize that it's because of spirit. You get me? So yeah, that's what I'm getting from the actions, and I'm going over here with Andromachi. Honestly, with these three cards, I'm their actions. They're gonna continue doing the same actions, and I was getting before that their actions was that they were putting a lot of effort. I don't think that they were putting too much effort in their relationship, but rather like working on themselves. Like 100%, they're gonna be continue doing the action. It's because they're content with where their relationship is at right now. So, so on the action side, it's for Morgan Le Fay. They feel like their relationship's falling apart, like as in Andromachi's losing feelings for them, but in reality, Andromachi isn't losing feelings. It's just the same, like it's stagnant. But it's not a back stagnant the way that Andromachi's viewing it. Is just like, oh, okay, well, it's not horrible. Like I don't see any problems that can be fixed that can be fixed yet. So just later, I guess. I'll just continue working on the problems that can be fixed right now, and the problems are with them. Oh, look, the strength card came out. You know how I told you that I saw the word strength and this might be a Leo? But yeah, in regards to passion, I don't see that diminishing anytime soon, definitely. And I'm sure that they don't see it diminishing anytime soon. Like, my point is that even from a spirit's perspective, like, they don't see it diminishing. Okay, I'm seeing this person, so Morgan Le Fay being like a water energy, so maybe that resonates if they're like a water sign. And then definitely Andromache is coming up as a fire person. Anyways, in regards to actions, I'm telling you, I think that this person's very much at home right now, and then Morgan Le Fay comes to them. But overall, it's like they both have different personalities and they both do different things. They both dress differently, but they always come together and it's always a good time. Like it's what I'm getting with the 8 and the 7 of Wands. I mean, eight of Cups and 7 of Wands. And even their friends get along together, or even their pets get along. Their even their children get along together. Like is what I'm getting. I'm getting that the 8 of Fire isn't what's his name? Morgan Le Fay. Is it wait, is was that the name? Look, whoever this person is, I'll say person one, okay, because I forgot the name now. Look, the 8 of Fire is someone who is obviously matching the same energy or the same fire sign, you get me, as Andromachi. So this is a 7, then this is an 8. So from what I'm getting here, it's like an outside person that is trying to come off. Like they match Andromachi's energy. Wait, I don't know if this is someone else being interested in them or here, just wait. Okay, this fire person could. It doesn't have to be like, oh, what, like someone's interested in Andromachi. Like if you're in a relationship, like no, it doesn't have to be that. I'm getting it could be any outside person, but it's for sure a outside person that's less mature than Andromachi that's trying to come towards them. Andromachi doesn't forgive them. Like I think that there's like resentment here, or there's a lot of issues here. Because I'm getting that this animal killed the bird, but then the animal came back like, oh, but because like the animal's like maybe Andromachi's pet, and like Andromachi doesn't want this animal to be their pet anymore. It's like I'm getting that example, but this could go along with like a person. This could go along with maybe one of the elementary kids that they're working with. Like this could very much could be their father or something. This outside person hurts Andromachi, and I don't think that Andromachi sees them as matching their energy, but this person thinks that Andromachi matches their energy because they're both fire. And also, this is the 8 of Cups, and they're coming up as the 8 of Fire. So they're thinking that this person also thinks that they're on equal playing level as you too. But I don't think that this person realizes that Andromachi doesn't like want anything to do with them and doesn't see them as like an equal. So that could be like they don't want their advances in regards to like flirting, or it could be they're denying their advances in regards to like this person trying to get money out of them. It could vary so much, guys. It doesn't just have to be cheating. That's like my point. Because I don't, even if it's like someone else being interested in them, Andromachi's not interested in them at all because this person hurt them so bad. Hey guys, this is going to be the last section, the outcome of your connection. Okay, with the devil card up here, so you can see it. With the devil card up here, I was getting fire and ice. It's like them being linked together, but I'm not, you know how they're like, oh, it's like fire and ice, like it's just not gonna work out, you know? I'm not even getting that. I'm getting like a perseverance. The dichotomy between you two, it's like amplified whenever you two are together, like whenever other people are viewing it, but other people view it as like how to like they're so different, but they make it work. You get me? So I still, even though the devil card's coming out, I mean the devil card also represents like contractual agreements and like commitments, but I'm not even getting marriage. I'm more of getting like the outside perspective is that other people see it as like they make it work even though they're so different, you know, like they see you guys as persevering and being in a very long-standing connection. So that's great. That I mean that just shows that you guys are going to be together for a while or for like a long time. If you're in a commitment with this person, you're going to have kids together. If you're in a platonic relationship with this person, you are going to watch them have kids and they're going to also watch you have kids and your kids are going to interact with each other. Like this is the kind of connection that is so cute. Well, specifically, obviously it's not going to resonate for a lot of people, but I'm getting like business ventures. So on one end, it's like the family, and like you guys are gonna have family together, or your families are going to be involved with each other, and then the other end is like business, as in like someone starts. Like, I'm already getting like someone starting like a plant business or a business where one is curating like objects and they have to like ship them out or something. So maybe like a creative endeavor. What I'm getting from this is that the plant business, or let's say it's in cosmetics, or let's say if it's like a shoe business, like I'm getting a business vibe. And if it's this kind of thing, if it has nothing to do with people, this business is gonna be, it's gonna slowly show success, or it's just gonna be a big part in their relationship, because I think that one of them or both of them are going to put effort into the relationship, and I think it might fail, or it's going to slowly have success, and then within a few years, it's just going to finally reap the rewards. You get me? But if this business has to do with people, so interpersonal communication and stuff, this business is going to thrive. It's going to flourish. Anyways, I see it impacting the connection. So, you know how I told you that people see it as like a very long standing, flourishing connection, even though they both are very different. So maybe one is very business savvy and the other one's like a home mom. If it's not that, like you two just have different careers. And especially the business one, the person in the business with people or just in general is going to have to devote a lot of time to it. So obviously it's going to affect the connection. So I think that that's why it's showing up in the outcome. Okay, I'm really getting that the masculine energy in regards to family. This is all family and this is all business. Okay, so in regards to family matters, I think that the masculine energy is gonna have trouble with the children in regards to, I think, like setting boundaries. So they either over restrict their children or they under restrict them, or there's not a healthy balance, or maybe they punish them too much or they punish them too little. Like I'm just getting that they're very bad at being assertive with their children, or like the advice that this masculine gives to their children, like the children just kind of dismiss it, or they don't see it as, they see it as like irrelevant. I'm just seeing a lot of the children not taking in the knowledge of the masculine or taking it for granted. You know what? I think that this business is going to be started with the feminine, because over here is all about the masculine. And over here is the Emperor card. Okay, well, I guess this is good to know in the future, but I don't know if you're gonna even remember this reading. The job that your partner, let's say if it's a partner, is doing right now. So I'm going in relationships right now, or is going to be doing whenever you guys have kids. That's like your children or your child is probably going to take on the same job as the dad. Like, okay, I think it's also that, or it could be like the child, once they start growing older, I think that they're actually going to start revering the dad, as in revering's like they're going to start looking up to the dad, having respect for the dad, and they're going to actually ask them for help a lot, and they're just going to find the dad more useful. So this is so random, but maybe that's good to know. But definitely two different personalities, two different approaches to life. I feel like the child probably has a more modern approach compared to the father. I mean, look, the father comes up as the emperor, so it's just they still have a lot of things to learn. But I think that in childhood it's not gonna go well with them. Okay, the feminine energy is gonna be working really hard on like amassing wealth or just in general, like they like to work. This definitely okay. This is talking about children, so that's really cute. I think you guys might have family together. I'll go when I go into platonic right after I'm done interpreting all these. But in regards to a relationship, the feminine has a very healthy way of setting boundaries in when dealing with their kids, and it's good in that they foster expression within their children. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Okay, you know how I told you that this the feminine, or I guess the feminine is the andromachi. He or she has a very strong personality, so I feel like the way that they speak, their aura and like their whole like facade is super, it stands out. So I think that this plays a role into how the kids see their mom or their dad. So whoever the andromachi person is, their mom or their dad stands out compared to all the other moms or dads. So because of that, it's like, oh, okay, well, like this just, it's like further unconscious like priming to, oh well, I can be different, I can thrive being different. Look at my mother or look at my father, they're like andromachi is so successful, they're always working, and like it's just I see the children having a lot of appreciation and respect for this feminine, and the way that the feminine handles them, the way that the feminine shows them love. There's a super reciprocal loving bond basically between the feminine and them. And I guess this is good to know if you ever had any doubts about having kids, because I'm sorry, but like if there's a relationship, you are gonna have kids. And the good thing is that over here, you know how I told you that Andromachi had a lot of issues and stuff and that they were trying to work through? Well, I see that by the time that they have kids and that by the time that they're, just like dealing with the kids, interacting with the kids, they're going to have already healed these issues or be in like just full on control. Like I'm getting like the chariot card, like full on control over their like demons. I'm getting that from before. I was getting like it was quite a few things that this the Andromachi had issues with, mental issues, maybe even physical issues, and all of that is going to be gone, alleviated, or all the insecurities are going to be gone and alleviated about those issues by the time these children are brought into the world, and they are going to look up and respect their mother and or father. And specifically, if Andromachi gets into sports, I think that they're going to thrive in that career. Your father, your friend, if this is just a platonic relationship, once again, I see like your children interacting with one another, getting to know each other and stuff. And then over here, I actually see both of the children are getting along, or maybe you guys end up having five children each, and two of them just don't get along with each other, and it's just really dramatic, and it's just I'm just seeing like tension in the air, kind of. It's like a karmic cycle that keeps on repeating. So a karmic cycle is going to happen between one of these two children, whether it be they start liking each other and ends up being toxic, or they just have it's like they both hate each other. Like it could be either one. I'm seeing the outcome of this being, I feel like one of the parents is going to listen to one of the children that's going to be in the karmic cycle, And the only way for the mom or dad to pull the child out of the karmic cycle is to fully isolate this child from them. And in order to fully isolate them, they are also going to isolate themselves from this family. So they're just not going to talk with them anymore. Like they're going to slowly, like as in like this relationship might fizzle out, or that this friendship, because of petty issues between children. Or if it's not that ends up fizzling out, it's that it ends up affecting the connection that was already established with whoever this person one was. Okay? So I guess that person one is going to be doing this. And you know what? Oh, then over here with the devil card, I'm seeing it being like a karmic lesson that has to be learned through commitment. So commitments being this time being children. I'm seeing Andromachi over here. This kid comes up as the Page of Swords that's on the person on one side, but then Andromachi is coming up as the Knight of Swords. And what I'm getting from this is like I'm not taking any bull. Even from the start over here with them with the friends interacting and stuff, the Andromachi person is very aware of boundaries and is like, hey, I'm just letting you know, like even going up to person one's kids and being like, I'm just letting you know, I don't think that you're cheating. Maybe David, I don't think that you're treating him good. You did this and this to him. I would like you to apologize to him, and I'll before you apologize to him, I would like to know if you understand what you did wrong, so that way you don't do it. It's like that. You get me? Like being, I'm not saying overly protective because it's in reverse. So I think it's more of like a watchful eye. And then whoever this person one is, I feel like they don't necessarily train their kids correct. Not train, it sounds bad, but they don't establish values in the children. They let them roam more on free, and they don't interject at all. And the Andromachi person definitely wants to raise their kids like in a right way rather than them like running around freely. You get me? Honestly, it feels toxic on person's one's part rather than Andromachi's part, because Andromachi seems mature and is acting like a parent. Over here with these, I'm getting like these are specifically like two children, but even if it's just one kid, it's like look at them. They're so like compared to the Page of Swords card, they seem to be very like not well trained, because that sounds like they're pets or something. Their head on their shoulders. Do you understand what that saying is? They have a good head on their shoulders. There you go. That's the saying. They genuinely are receptive to their mother or their father's critiques, and I'm not trying to say that they're super mature and all that stuff. I don't think it's that. If anything, I can see these being childish energies, but it's like, you know what? I do know what's the difference between right and wrong, because my mother or my father told me that this isn't right, this is wrong. So whenever this person whenever Andromachi confronts person one's children about it, I could picture person wants children like being like, well, what do you mean, like I don't have to listen to you, you're not my parent, like I don't know, just like maybe being defiant or just being like dismissive, like okay, whatever, okay, I'll say sorry, because their parent is doing that, and it's like forcing them to say sorry even if they don't even mean it. It's just the principle of it, you get me? So in a way that even makes them more wise and more privy to like, okay, well, I should probably not act like this person's children. Okay, over here's the outcome, what's gonna happen, but then over here is like the outcome. You get me? Like they're gonna end up separating. They're not gonna end up being like friends anymore, because person one ends up taking like their child side and is taking it personally, basically. But then over here is the outcome, but it's only this card, and I'm seeing it as Andromachi is being inclusive with their children, having a talk with them, being like, well, I'm just letting you know that we're probably not going to be seeing this person's children anymore. You're probably not going to be seeing them around because of this. And it's like them being very objective and telling them what is from right and what's wrong, and then opening up a dialogue. So just super healthy, like just opening up a dialogue and just be like, I would like to know how you guys feel about it. Do you guys still want to hang out with them? Do you guys not want to hang out with them? Are you still going to plan on hanging out with one of the kids? Or like please just let me know what's going on, because I'm just letting you know that their father doesn't like me anymore. So yeah, that's how it's going to end. And honestly, Andromachi seems like a healthy parent that sets healthy boundaries, and they seem like they're gonna probably raise better children than Power One. I mean, than Person One. Sorry. So yeah, please like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Please comment if you think that this is going to resonate or if this does resonate. Bye guys. Have a great day or night. Oh wait, I think I already said that. Sorry. Hello to pile 6. Well, I am so hyped right now. You know, even though it's the last pile, I'm not gonna give you guys lack of energy. You get me? I'm gonna give y'all my full attention. So this is gonna be you versus them. You already know this. It's gonna be 4 sections to this. This is the first section. This section is on how spirit objectively views your roles in this connection. I just finished listening to My Life by J. Cole right now, and I'm so hyped. So I hope that that just translates to the reading. You get me? Like, I hope that this is a positive connection. So I'm gonna start off with over here. I don't know who you're gonna be, so I'm gonna just say Pomona, representing Pomona, and I'm gonna call this person the Sirens. I feel like Pomona's a very self-confident person. They feel like by themselves they can thrive. So I feel like this person is not codependent. They don't need anybody. This person knows of their beauty, but I feel like this person could dress down, or this person likes dressing in comfortable clothes. They don't care about being flashy or blingy or something. So either this person is very physically attractive, and if it's not that, it's like they're, you know how someone's personality just draws you in? It doesn't even matter their looks at all. It's like them, a very captivating energy, very impressionable on people. This person also seems kind of quiet too, and they keep stuff to themselves. So they're probably really good at keeping secrets and keeping their problems to themselves. Balmona is coming up. I can't tell if Balmona's the Queen of Fire or if Balmona's this dragon in the back. I can't decipher the energy. Okay, this is very strange. Okay, this isn't Balmona. This is how I'm viewing it. So this is the J of Earth, and Balmona is this dragon in the back, and there's a lot of spectators, right? And they're all spectating the Queen of Fire presenting her abilities. Balmona doesn't have to have children in real life, but it's like Balmona's taking her kids to go see a circus show, and they're all like, whoa, like look at that, you know, like just taking pictures of all the attractions and seeing everyone's superpowers, and they're seeing specifically the Queen of Wands superpowers, right? The thing is that their kids are fascinated by the Queen of Powers, but Balmona is like, Balmona is super powerful, and Balmona could do way bigger and better tricks, but it's like they're acting fascinated, so that way the other kids don't have to, you know, like feel bad. And I feel like Balmona probably doesn't show their powers to these kids, so that way, well, Balmona believes that later on in life they deserve to see Balmona's true power. So that way, I guess there could be like potency in trying to teach like a lessons of, okay, well, you might have some of my power in you, so I'm gonna tell you how to harness this, but that's like later on in life. Yeah, but overall, this is a very balanced and content person. I am seeing so much fire energy. So this person might have fire in their like. Okay, this person for sure has. And anyway, so I was saying that about the children, but it doesn't have to be kids. It could be like friends, or it could be a family. And the thing is that I think that this is showing up because the Queen of Fire is supposed to represent the Sirens. If I'm being real, like the Sirens on Balmona don't have a connection. At least on Balmona's end, there's no connection at all. And if anything, Balmona just views the Sirens as like inferior. But it's like it's okay because everyone has their capabilities and limits. No one can be. It's not that no one like. It's super difficult to be as powerful as Pomona, and Pomona very much sees that. So it's like the Queen of Fire is doing the most that they can do right now. You never know if they have more potential in the future, or who knows if that's the most potential that they have to elevate their powers. So, anyways, this could play out in that if this was someone's ex, if Pomona is seeing someone's ex around their friends, around people, it's like they're pretending to get along with them, but it's like, you know, it's like they're beneath me. If I'm being real, it's like, If the sirens, basically, it's the sirens try to talk to Pomona. It's they're either in a group setting, and if they're not in a group setting, it's a very cordial, like business-like conversation, and they just want everyone to get along. You get me? So that's why they're even acknowledging the sirens. Typically, I feel like if they were being themselves, they would completely ignore the sirens. But because other people are around and are getting along with one another, it's like, okay, well, since I want to foster a good environment between everybody, why I'm going to be inclusive of everybody, whether I care about them or not. So the sun card, I'm more seeing it as like not only is it reinforcing the fire energy in them that they probably have fire in their chart, but also a very, very detached from the sirens. The sirens aren't even a part of Pamona's life, honestly. Okay, Pamona used to date the sirens and now they're broken up. They are completely over them. They do not want them back. They do prefer not to interact with them. They just truly just do not care about them. They won't, I'm not even getting any sympathy or empathy for them. So if they were to get into like a car accident or something, like I don't see them freaking out. It's just like, no, that sucks. And then that's it. And if it's not this, Palmona sees the sirens, if they were to get to know the sirens or interact with the sirens, that it would be a toxic dynamic, or the sirens would try to, whether it be get one over on Palmona or try to use Palmona for all of like, she has so much fruit and bounty with her, and they're just trying to take from it, or something about just like manipulation. So it's just like, I'm not gonna bother with those kind of people, like I need someone on my own vibrational frequency. Honestly, I just dead card is just like reinforcing like I don't care, like I'm just gonna cut them off. And there truly is no emotional attachment to the sirens. From the sirens side, immediately I got like a sense of guilt and regret. If it's not this, they don't have a good sense of self-esteem. And to them, they view life as like someone's always getting one up on them, someone's always using them, like just very negatively, having very negative interactions with people. Their vibrations very low. It's either they don't like their job or their career is in something like dark. So they could be a drug dealer, they could be, I don't know, mafia boss. They could work on the dark web and be like a low key like an assassin. They could kill, like I'm telling you, like it's something like very low. If they kill people or if they do something bad for a career, I don't even see them not liking it. I think that they're actually content with it. But if it's other than that, and if they just work at like a candy shop or something, like they hate the job, and they have this just repeating pattern of just like negativity, basically. Yeah, especially if you guys were ex friends. Like I'm getting that could have happened because this is like a group of friends, right? Like, oh yeah, sure. And then over here is a totally different set of group of friends, or this is how they view their group of friends. So Balmona views their group of friends like this, and then the Sirens views their group of friends as this. So they could still have the same friends, but they try not to interact with one another. The Sirens think that Balmona is always judging them, which, if you're the Sirens, I'm just letting you know Balmona isn't judging you. They just accept you for who you are. Basically, just like critiquing every single little thing. That's what the Sirens think that Balmona views them. If I'm being honest, I feel like the Sirens want to hurt Balmona because I got like a bomb going off in their head and it's like a Balmona like exploding or something. But I mean, it doesn't have to literally be that. It could just be like a representation of them projecting like really negative thoughts towards Balmona because they think that Balmona doesn't treat them equally and doesn't treat them right, and they think that Balmona is actually of low vibration when that's like not the case. I feel like the Sirens, I don't know if they verbally express this, I think they don't, but they're very confrontational whenever it comes to Balmona, and they want to fight with Balmona. They want to like hash things out basically. So this seems like a very assertive person. Now with the Five of Wands, I'm seeing that as like a group. it goes along with this, and also it's like a group of people. But with the Five of Swords over here, it's like them holding themselves back, them being in like self pity and stuff, or like just simmering in negative emotions and feelings. As it goes with the Five of Wands, it's like I can feel them hold themselves back whenever they're around their friends, and they treat Pomona. They don't treat Pomona like this, but this is how they want to treat them. So yeah, but honestly, the Sirens person seems like the type of person, like they will F you up. Like if you were to get in like a physical fight with them. But yeah, I just keep on getting very vindictive meanings and interpretations, I mean, from these two cards. So I think that, oh look, 5 and 6 and the 5 and 6. Yeah, and with that in mind, it feels just like a karmic loop of them thinking negative thoughts towards Pomona. And I'm sure, I don't think that Pomona's the only one that Sirens feels this way too. I don't know, but that was like my opinion. I don't think that was tarot. Okay, guys, this is going to be on how you guys feel towards one another. I apologize if you can hear people fighting in the background. I hope that I'm able to cut it out in this video, but they're like cussing and stuff. So, how does the Sirens person feel towards Pomona? I think that this is also what's fueling their feelings. So this is giving like a background. So I think that this person, like how I told you, I think that they're a pretty confrontational person. They get into a lot of mess with a lot of people. They're probably already used to this kind of dynamic, and they're running away from someone or like a problem. They think that someone is lying on them, and they don't know who to run away from, or they're finding out through like rumors one person is saying something and they're running away from that person. I don't know, it's very odd. But it seems like with the Three of Swords, it's like they're first off, this is nothing but swords cards, guys. You got the Ace of Swords, you got the Two of Swords over here, and then you got the 9 and 10 of Swords. So this is like the beginning and the ending all over here where Pomona is. But then over here is the Three of Swords, which I think that you guys already know what card that is. And from what I'm getting with this card, it's like running away from your past. So then I guess over here with Paulina, they could be a part of the completion, initiating this or fueling the fire on this or something. But yeah, like this thing makes the Sirens feel very nervous. So in their mind, you know, since they're the King of Swords, they're like with the Aries card, it's like fueling the ego, fueling the fact that they feel important and they feel better than the people who are going after them, and they're trying to manipulate things to make sure that these rumors don't damage their reputation or that this person doesn't go after them. So instead they're going to send people after them. I don't know, it's something like that. At this moment they feel in charge of in their life, but yet they're running away from someone or something. So I don't know if you're a part of it. How does this person feel towards you? I think that you are a part of this. I don't know how you're a part of it, or they think that you're a part of it, but I'm getting like them not even confronting you at all, them not even talking to you at all about like their feelings. Because over here I'm getting nothing but ego. I'm getting nothing but like them taking over the reading about their. So I don't think that they feel anything towards you. I think that they're just scared of you because of the potential of you doing something. Like they're very defensive towards you. This person, oh my gosh, like I don't like their energy. This person is so in their ego. Like I feel like they don't even deserve this Judgment card. Like this Judgment card deserves to describe their energy. It should be dark. It should be gloomy. These roots should be wilting. They're just tainting the image of the Judgment card. That's probably what they feel like you're doing to them. Like they think that they're the Judgment card and you're doing this to them. Or you're somehow involved in doing this to them. But in reality, their own energy is just like how the rumors or you are painting them out to be. They low-key know this, but they don't acknowledge this because they're running away from it, right? Which means that they're running away from the truth. And they just don't want to see themselves as being the tainted Judgment card, like how I told you that they actually are. And with the Seven of Swords and the Star, I'm seeing them setting stuff in motion to make sure that like karma's facilitated for it. So for them, in order for karma to be facilitated, it's like whatever whatever they think that you're doing or whatever you are doing to them, they're gonna throw it back right at you, basically. And they're working in the universe's favor. But they're the Seven of Swords, right? I don't. It's so funny. Like the Seven of Swords does not match the energy of the star. Like they're trying to manifest the star. They think that they're the Judgment card. Like they think that they're these majors, but they're both of these sevens. You get me? This person has such an inflated ego to the point where it taints their judgment. So yeah, that's how they feel about you. Honestly, I don't want to get more into how they feel about. I'm saying you, how they feel towards Balmona. Okay, whatever the Queen of Pentacles is in reverse with this card, and what I was getting is that okay, this person is nothing but swords. Like you get me, like their attack, their approach is something that Pomona is not comfortable with. So Pomona likes to either they have different confrontation styles, they have different communication styles. Like I don't know, it's something, whatever mode of communication, whatever the Sirens is trying to manipulate things. Like Pomona does not manipulate things at all. It's like that. Like Ramona is not scared of the Sirens. It's more of like they just feel like it's a burden to confront them and to deal with them. And it's like if I'm forced to talk with this person, I will talk to them. I feel like if Ramona were to actually talk with this person, they would make it so obvious that they don't want to talk to them. They would turn them away. They would be super short. They'd be so like they'd obviously like make faces because it's like, why am I dealing with this energy? Like no, like just stop. It's so like it feels like annoying and like tiresome. But I'm getting with the World card that the universe is setting things up for Pamona to have confrontations with them. So I think that in the future too, I feel like Pamona Loki knows this too. Like this is probably gonna happen where they're probably gonna see them. And with it, it's because the ace and then the nine and then the two and then the 10. So when I'm getting that, it's like a karmic cycle. The next time you guys meet, if you don't confront them or if you don't do it right, the right way, don't worry, we'll give you another opportunity to confront them again and then do it right again. But it sounds like annoying. It's like, oh my god, I don't want to deal with them. Like, why do I have to complete the cycle? And it's so funny because like over here, they're both looking at each other. So I think that Palmona is involved in like the rumors or is involved in something that was said about them to ruin their reputation or something that was said that really got them mad and now they have to run away and they have to like fix things again or fix things. Yeah. With the Lovers card and the Four of Wands, I'm getting like fearless. Like, what do you want? Whenever they're looking at the Sirens. So it's the same thing with Balmona. I don't feel like they feel anything towards them except like it's just so annoying whenever if they have to interact with them. I'm pretty sure that Balmona knows that like spirits on their side or something. If they believe in spirituality, if they don't, it's like I have friends, I have my family by me, and like I'm fine. I'm really fine. Like go ahead, confront me. Like I'm telling you, I feel like they aren't scared. So yeah, I feel like Balmona wants to confront the Sirens as much as Sirens wants to confront Balmona, but I feel like the Sirens would rather manipulate things in the background and then confront the Sirens. The Sirens would rather manipulate things in the background before confronting Balmona so that way they can have an advantage. But I mean, this is the universe like on their side, you get me? So I'm pretty sure Balmona will win. Okay, guys, this is the third section, and the next section is going to be the last one, which is the outcome. And this is going to be on what are your actions towards one another. Even though I'm going to be saying these actions, their actions in general, like Amora just doesn't give any F's about whoever's the Sirens is. Like they truly don't. I feel like the Sirens aren't even in like the back of their mind. You get me? It's not like if they think about them once in a while, like in the shower or something. It's like it's truly like they truly are unbothered. With the Pisces and this card with the Stop Your Whining, I'm getting like don't talk about it, be about it. So I truly think that whatever actions they feel like taking or they Balmona ever wants to take towards the Sirens, they will make it vocal to the people around them. They'll be like, hey, like the next time I see the Sirens, like I'm gonna just confront them. Or the next time I see Sirens, I just want to ignore them. It's like my point is that there's no like secret meaning. Like they're not trying to send cryptic things towards the sirens to trigger them, like not even be like manipulative. It's just like they're very straightforward and blunt with their actions. And with the Pisces, especially with this card, I'm really getting like dual in that I mean like you know how whenever a water like waters down like a flavor or something, I'm getting like that. So that's how I feel like their emotions are towards the sirens. Like they truly do not give any F's. Like I'm telling you, they don't. And if they want to take any action, they're going to let people know, and then they're going to take the action. I think that the actions of Pomona, I'm telling you, is just to be unbothered. I think that they don't care. I think that Pomona, once again, like how I said in the beginning, oh no, I think that it was in the feelings that Pomona truly feels safe in like the group or the family that she's in. So Pomona thinks like their friends will take Pomona's side if they were to ever confront, or if they don't have any related friends or family. It's like Pomona knows people. Pomona can call up some people too who are also into like low vibrational things to go and mess with whoever the sirens is. So as in like Pomona also has connections, just like how the sirens has connections. And with the magician, I know that people interpret this as like, oh, like a manipulation of energy, but what I'm getting is like Pomona putting no energy into this. Honestly, they're putting no energy into thinking about or worrying about, definitely not even worrying about whatever the actions are going to be of sirens, because they know that the universe is on their side. And also another reason why Pomona just does not at all, not only do they not think about the sirens, but the few times that they do, they're just not worried about what the sirens' actions are going to be, because they feel like they're not going to affect Pomona, because it's like I'm getting with this Seven of Swords card, it's like filling in the blanks, like filling in the cracks. As in their actions, they already know that their actions are going to align with whatever the rumor that Pomona said, or whatever truth that Pomona spoke about this person. And they know they don't even have to be around to even prove themselves right. You get me? So over here, I guess it's mainly like confidence in the people around them, or confidence in even the people around the sirens, that they will always take Pomona's side. If Pomona is aware that whatever they told people is going to affect their relationships, what is this person's name? Oh yeah, that the sirens has with their friends, with their family. So if Pomona was to ever confront the sirens, or if the sirens were to ever confront Pomona, first off, Pomona is going to be the victim in that they're going to be silent, and they're going to be very mature. They're going to be like, no, I didn't do that. They're going to be like, yeah, I did say that. Do you have a problem? If they were to get in like a physical altercation, I feel like the sirens would be the ones that's like beating up Pomona. Pomona's just going to be sitting there just taking it. The actions of Pomona, the way that they're going to be fighting or arguing with the sirens, it's going to make people feel sympathy for them, and it's going to make people be on their side like way more if this were to ever happen. And Pomona already like this is the only plan that they have. You get me? It's like, okay, well, I mean, it's gonna be time for me to play victim. It's gonna be time for me to be the mature one here. Pomona thinks that the sirens wouldn't send people after them, that they would actually go after them themselves, and they would confront them, and they would speed them up themselves, just do whatever scare tactic to themselves, which is why like their plans are already set in stone. Yeah, so the actions of the sirens is that they want to scare Pomona. They want Pomona to constantly think about them and worry about them, even though they're not. They want to seem as intimidating and as scary to Pomona, and that Pomona doesn't want to mess with them. And this is really confrontational. Their actions, if they were to ever see Pomona, I don't know if they would be confrontational, but they would be thinking about it and fantasizing about telling them off and putting them in Pomona's place. Oh wait, putting them in Pomona's, that they would be putting Pomona in their place. Like, I don't know, it's just this person's so egotistic. Like they want to come off as like in control and like a boss, and they feel like, especially with all the swords have been nothing but representing them. Like the swords represented this one, and the swords represented him. Like him or her, I mean, they think that their communication style is the key to come off as a leader, to come off as strong. So they think that silence is like a deadly killer. I don't know, something like that. But that's actually, it just makes them, it feels weird. Like it doesn't feel like how they're thinking is very skewed, you know? Actually, actions towards, okay. They want Pomona to already be scared of them. And they actually, I think that the Sirens assumes that Pomona scared of them, but in reality, actually, I think that they want to come to a compromise with Pomona. Because over here is like, yeah, that's right. I'm scaring you. I'm scaring you. Like if they were to ever see Pomona, like Pomona would be turning away and being scared of them and stuff. But then the Sirens, their actions is that they want to confront Pomona and actually be really nice and be like, you know what? I know that you've done some shit to me. I know that you've talked to shit about me. I know that you spread these rumors about me and stuff. Like you try to ruin my reputation, but you know what? I'm gonna be the bigger person, and I'm going to offer you like an opportunity for us to like start fresh, for us to start new. But I don't know if this is very authentic. I think that they just don't wanna. They don't want Pamona further sharing this lie, this rumor, or this truth. And they're offering up this opportunity like everyone deserves a second chance. Wow, I didn't expect that. Okay, guys, this is going to be your outcome. I see someone like going to jail. I don't necessarily think it's because of this. I actually think that it's because of their other actions that they've done. Like all their karma has caught up to, it's not even karma, it's like karma and then some. You get me? Like, you know how the universe makes things work out, but then it's like when you're down bad, even more people add on to it and add fuel to the fire. And I'm really seeing someone getting arrested. I'm seeing someone getting a lawsuit. Honestly, I was really seeing someone getting in jail, maybe even in prison time. But I don't think it's because of whatever the actions that were happening, Pomona accused them of, or said that they were doing. Really, I'm seeing someone that's being wanted. And I'm pretty sure this is the Sirens person. Because Balmona seems to be unbothered. Well, hopefully, right? But I can't even discern. I haven't looked at the other cards. But from looking at this card alone, along with the Scorpio in reverse, I can't even discern who this is. Maybe if one of you guys is Scorpio, maybe it's Scorpio, like working on the shadow side of Scorpio, you know, being manipulative and vindictive, which is exactly the kind of person that was describing what Sirens was. But the more the Scorpio, I was getting like bad things happening, and like, do you know what the Big Bang Theory? How there was like an atom and then it exploded and then all the universe came, like that kind of feeling, like that kind of vibration. Like I was like it felt like the inside of me was shaking and then it exploded with the Scorpio card, and I was getting all the tension and all the karma. It was too much to bear. It was too much to bear, and it had to explode, and it came all at once to this person. If they're not arrested, they're gonna get killed or something. Like they're gonna pay a very large price for the things that they've done. Maybe they might die. I when I say die, I mean like kind of soon, like within the next, for sure, 3 years. Like this karma is gonna hit them within that 3 to 5 years, four at the max 5 years. And if it's not that, everyone's gonna turn on them, everyone's gonna hate them, and they're gonna have to like leave the country, or they're gonna have to leave the state and like change their identity. Like I'm seeing something very extreme, guys. I'm gonna move on. And they're never going to give, the science is never gonna give Bamona a proper apology or even closure. So with the outcome, I'm getting that they're probably never gonna confront Bamona, because by the time they probably want to, it's going to be too late or something, or before they can even get to it, it's too late because the karma has already catched up with them. So if you guys did witchcraft on this person, it's because of that. Basically, when this happens, like Morgan Le Fay's is Bamona, and so is the Seven of Wands, and it's like, so the Sirens isn't even in a connection anymore because Sirens can never be in this connection anymore. Sirens can never be in a connection with anyone else related to Balmona anymore. I'm like kind of speechless. when I'm looking at these three cards because they're all only talking about Balmona. It's just I don't want to be influenced by bias or anything, but I was listening to J. Cole's album and I was hearing Pride is the Devil. So I was hearing the song like play over here, and you know how I said I felt like the Big Bang over here? So I felt it all get sucked in, like the song got sucked into the atom, and then after that it exploded. And I didn't hear the song over here, and I'm just getting the phrase like the pride is the devil, yeah, there. And I was getting it from these two, but it was like just that statement. So that's why I feel like shocked. Maybe you're gonna feel shocked in this. No, I don't know. I don't think. I'm saying you. I mean, Pomona. If you are the sirens, I'm giving you a warning. Okay, you can circumvent this because I saw this in like 3 to 5 years. Your death or you being socially ostracized, or you going to prison or jail. I think it's prison. Honestly, I don't even think it's jail. But if you don't know the difference, jail is like for short-term sentences, prison is for long-term sentences. You can start doing things now, okay? The karma's still gonna hit you, but you don't want it to hit you like the atom, like how I was describing with the Scorpio card. You wanna know what would be so sad if they end up killing the Scorpio and that's why they go to jail. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. Anyways, yeah, but 101. That's why I'm in shock. But I'm not in shock that this happened. I'm just in shock that I thought that they were gonna either work it out. The actions that the sirens had towards Pomona was that they actually did want to work it out, but it was in a manipulative way either way. Yeah, the pride is the devil, man. Like how I told you, this person's ego was so huge. Damn, the pride is the devil. Like I could have just ended this reading right now. Like how well that song matched too with this energy. Good luck, guys. Please comment if this resonated or if you think this is gonna resonate. Like as in like the outcome, you think the outcome's gonna resonate. And please like, dislike, comment, subscribe, and hope you guys are gonna have a blessed day or night. Bye.